Oh, yeah. See, told you it was going to go there. Sorry, I had to jump over to Facebook. I forgot to make it live, and I realized it was almost done. I'm like, crap! So I had to jump over real quick. But yes, hello. We are here on a Friday doing our very fun crossover between Random Nonsense and Tom and Amy's Paranormal Mysteries. And for once, I actually picked something to talk about that fits in with Paranormal Mysteries. It's amazing. I did some homework and everything. I'm proud of myself.
We're getting good at this now. We're doing well. I didn't do all right last week. You got some of this week.
Yeah.
On a roll.
So I figured I'd start it off with something fun and just basically see how everyone's weeks went, and then we'll roll into the rest of it as we go. Wow, now everyone gets quiet.
My week. A really good week.
I
had no respect. I tell you. The only reason I got sex is for who I am.
We still have no rain here if you want to know that. We've not had rain here for 7 weeks now.
We haven't rained here. I haven't the last 2 days. I don't know about those guys.
Yeah.
Did you guys
might
get
get a storm at 4 o'clock. Huh?
Did you guys get rain last night?
No, it was.
No, we had thunderstorms all around us, but it was actually clear here. Marty was able to polar align his telescope last night, so it wasn't bad up here at all. It's muggy as hell, though.
Yeah, we need some of it now because it's almost getting like a fucking desert here.
So you can have what we got. You can have it.
Yeah, we need some of it.
It's only going to be the 40s and 50s next week, so it's going to be cold.
Oh yeah, 50. Right, yeah. But we've had what? In the plus 20s.
I don't know.
Celsius
my
for the past
because my classroom is like brand new. Obviously, it's a brand new building. All the metalwork on the outside of the building gets really hot. So it's almost radiating the heat inside. So our classroom was about 28 degrees in the classroom. So that was a bit.
No one thought of this when they designed the building. They're like,
it has got a state of the art like air conditioning unit. However,
doesn't work.
I think it's just we're finding what temperature should be like on all the time. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That'd be 60 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah. You got kids.
Yeah, this is it.
Well, yeah.
Vulnerable kids as well.
Well, it can be. What is it? Is it winter? It can be any temperature cold, but then it has to be only hot. Or is it the other way around?
You can only go down to. Quote me or not. I think it's like -8, and then schools have to close because then it's dangerous.
But any heat?
No, not any heat. It's plus.
They should have cut off on that too. Yeah.
Anything over 30, they have to close. It just gets dangerous.
I'm gonna quote Google.
But yeah, apart from that, we've had a all right week, haven't we?
Not been good.
Usual freaking shit.
Yeah, same here. Same old, same old.
Yeah. No news is good news. Yeah.
Yeah. How's it getting on with the telescope? Is the roof staying on now?
Oh yeah, now he's able to open and close it. He was out there with it last night, opening and closing it, and he's just got to paint the inside. He's got it all sided now. I'll send you guys a video later. Yeah. He was out there till about 10 o'clock last night doing a polar alignment, and then if it's not cloudy tonight, he's got to do an alignment on this side of the sky. So it's coming along.
It's not like one of these telescopes, then you just literally point it and off you go. Then it's.
Oh yeah, no, it actually automatic. You could put in like, say you want to take a picture of Orion's belt. It'll automatically go there. You don't have to try and bring your telescope there. It automatically goes there.
That's cool.
And it tracks it all night long because obviously it'll move. If you're looking at a planet that keeps moving, it moves really fast, actually. All he has to do is put it in, say, Jupiter, and the telescope will automatically go to Jupiter.
That's wild.
Cool as shit.
Last night, when it started getting dark, there was this really bright star in the sky, and it was moving. And I'm like, what the hell is that? So I got because I had an app on my phone. And it was the International Space Station going to the sky.
No kidding.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow, that is cool.
It is. I love being outside.
They're
I found
astronauts.
out.
What?
So it says there's no legally mandated temperature at schools, which schools must close, but school leaders could consider closing if temperatures pose a significant risk. Well, never going to happen in our school, so let's just put it there.
It never happened at any of our schools. I remember.
Yeah,
doing
we
tests.
never. The only time we would close down, the only time we ever closed down here is if the heat went out in the winter. Then they would send your ass home.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they don't get rid of
Yeah.
us to death.
They used to in the army. They did. They took us off exercise because it got too hot.
Mm-hmm.
Or collapsed because it was getting that hot.
Yeah, but you're
Yeah.
you're in the elements all the time, though. That's the reason why you would have had that.
It's funny because then the boss.
Izzy, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's how our week's been.
Fair enough.
I got smacked in the eye.
Expecting that.
Oh no.
Normal weight. Yeah, I had enough.
You're a
I'm
dangerous
not doing it anymore.
Wow.
While you were
Putting her in
sleeping?
a place. Oosh.
Ooh, wow. I don't think that's how that went. I'm just saying, I don't think that's how that went down.
It's more the other way around.
Full apologies.
Yeah, it was at work. It's just, one of the learners, so.
At least you didn't get bit or punched.
Well, I've had my fair share of that.
Yeah, she's come home with bites.
I've got a few scratches and
Well,
scars.
Old people are like that too.
Yeah, old people are definitely like
Old
that.
people are like that. I got beat up I don't know how many times. It
It
is what
takes
it is.
special people to do things like that.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't do it.
I had one take me and get me right around the throat and said she was going to kill me. I pushed her off. I'm like, not today, you're not.
Get the crucifix out.
I've had blood spat in my face. I didn't like that.
Yeah, I mean, you got kids too that like to spit, and I've had people spit at me too, but it hasn't hit me, thank God.
That's probably I don't mind being hit and stuff, but spit is a big one for me.
Yeah, spit. Yep.
Yeah, I can get that.
Spit or snot. I can't do snot neither.
I can't do sick.
I just
Give it two all day. Just don't like sick.
Yeah, I can't do vomit either. No.
That's good stuff.
Well, if you guys want to see something fun that has to do with vomit, me and Travis tried to eat some hot ramen the other day, and I couldn't keep it down. So there's a thing on YouTube with me holding a trash can, just throwing up in a trash can right now.
You don't like ramen?
When he tries to get it back, and he's like gagging a couple times, he just kind of goes, whoa, and you see it kind of come out on his hand, and Travis is like, holy shit, let's put him in the basement so I don't get demonetized.
And Travis got demonetized.
He got demonetized for it.
Really?
Yeah.
You do not like ramen?
It was like the world's
super hot ramen,
right?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Like
it wasn't
like hot, it just tasted like shit. It was on it was on Groovy's channel.
The Groovy channel. I'll need to have a look at that.
It's pretty funny. I love
pretty short watch too.
Oh my god, it's Eurovision tomorrow.
Kill me now.
Huh?
I don't know what it is. I don't have it over there.
Oh yeah, forget that. It's a European thing. It's Eurovision. It's like a massive singing
song contest over Europe.
Friggin' good. I love it.
That sounds fun though.
Yeah, I never even heard of it.
Yeah, when I'm trying to sleep and at work in like 5 hours, and she's fucking.
It's all the different European countries to basically take part.
We'll send you a quick video of like one of the shit.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Ow, that's my hand you're biting.
Because they always do these weird and wonderful songs, and it's like, it's just.
No, that's your opinion. I like some of them, and I actually have bought some in the past.
Yeah,
shut up.
Yeah, no. Anyway.
Well, now we learned some stuff.
I definitely learned something.
Well, now we can learn some more stuff.
Yay.
So, have you guys ever heard of the theory that the world actually ended during the ball drop of 1999?
Yes.
Did you?
So this makes my job so much easier then.
Actually, yeah.
That the world end. I know they thought it was. They thought it was.
And also, they think that the world ended in. Was it
2012?
1912?
Well, to help educate us, I have a thing down below I will bring up and we can watch for a minute.
That's the show, everybody. Amy knows.
Hey.
Amy knows all.
Yeah, I've not heard. I heard that they thought it was going to end when all the clocks turned over.
Yeah, Y2K. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
everyone was like, shit, the world's going to end. It's just a fucking clock.
Like 2002, then it was 2012. Oh, that was it. 2012, they thought we were going to die.
Yeah.
They did.
The world. Yep.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's 6 of the 6 of 6 and all that shit, and yeah.
It's a never-ending cycle, but I thought this one was interesting, so let's take a quick.
I don't know nothing about it.
We know nothing.
Well, now you're gonna learn, Amy.
That guy just should
can dress and design their spaces pretty much stayed the same. At least that's the strange, thought-provoking theory people are starting to talk about. And I can tell you, I was there. The 80s and the 90s were so distinctly different from each other, and we could see looking back at how different each decade was from the 50s through to the 90s. We were fully aware. That's why Back to the Future was such a fantastic movie. The nostalgia from the 50s was palpable. But the questions I keep coming back to are, why have the decades since 2000 seemed relatively the same? Are we stuck in a time warp? Has culture ground to a halt on purpose? I decided to collect all the evidence I could find of this bizarre Matrix-style time freeze and see if we can figure out what's actually going on. Is it just a pile of technological and social issues creating this? Or is there evidence of other theories? Let's go through all of them. Join me, investigative researcher Rob Counts, for a metaphysical show that's out of this world.
You believe it's the year 1999, when in fact it's closer to 2199. I can't tell you exactly what year it is, because we honestly don't know.
I can't tell you what year it is either. And if you think about it, we're sort of existing in the Matrix time warp concept now. And it gets even weirder if you start looking at people's appearances. Now, I know what you're going to say. How could things be the same in all the years since 2000? Look at all the massive advancements in computers and technology. I mean, sure, I get it. It's not that nothing has changed. We're talking about cultural distinctions between our decades. But the craziest of all for me of this Matrix time warp was one example I saw on social media. If you watch The Office, which I do, and it's consistently ranked as one of the most popular shows of all time, all of what they're wearing and how their hair is styled and everything looks just like today. You could not guess the year any episode was filmed if you didn't already know, because it literally could be any year beginning with a 2.
They're the same picture.
The Office actually ran from 2005 to 2013, so it should be decades out of date. But teenagers today have a more extreme version of Jim's hair in season 1. They have a fluffy mop or semi-perm of broccoli hair now, or some in Gen Z have a partial comeback of 90s hair. Where did the distinct decade styles go? Fashion seems to be stuck in this limbo land without anything truly new coming onto the scene, and all kinds of duplicates or copies of the past are coming forward. Just think about all these decade styles. They were so distinct. Greasy Elvis and James Dean hair came from men in the 50s, and Marilyn Monroe and Audrey Hepburn styles for women. Think of Happy Days outfits. 60s had hippies and bright colors. 70s got long hair, colorful plaids, patchwork, and polyester. I mean, who wouldn't want to wear avocado, green, and burnt orange knitted ponchos every day alongside a Partridge Family hair? I mean, I sure do.
Really?
The 80s brought us Jane Fonda sportswear, shoulder pads, big hair, punk, and fluorescent colors. The 90s was baggy, grunge, flannel, casual jeans and t-shirts, mini skirts, hoodies, and khakis with hair and center parts and curtains. That was wild. And that's where we ended the 20th century, right? But this is also where things got strange. The 2000s never really found itself. It was just a mashup of every style from past decades. Both wide and skinny jeans, sportswear, tight clothes, baggy clothes, hair of every length. I mean, just go into the mall today and you won't find one decade's fashion. You'll see them all. And we've been post 1999 for 25 years. But it's not just fashion, of course. That's just the most obvious because we look at people all the time. Have you noticed that Hollywood doesn't seem to be able to produce a unique script anymore? At least not for our movies. All our movies seem to be remakes of the past creative stuff that came out of the last century, and specifically the late 70s through the 80s and 90s. Take a look at this list of remakes I curated from a much larger list on IMDb. Total Recall, RoboCop, Point Break, Footloose, The Karate Kid, War of the Worlds, The Day the Earth Stood Still, Hairspray, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Cinderella, King Kong, Clash of the Titans, Kerry, Planet of the Apes, and I hardly brought up any of the horror movies they've remade. That list is huge. Have people gotten lazy, or could something else be going on? In ancient Greek culture, they talked about muses, It was the muses who imparted to
Come here, Nick.
their inspiration for creativity. All creativity came from them. When people had a creative block, they used to say that they'd lost touch with their muses or that the muses had stopped taking care of them. Muses were held in extremely high esteem. What, did the muses stop taking care of people after 1999? Could we somehow be unable to create original stories anymore? And if so, why? Speaking of movies, I was watching The Matrix recently, and something jumped out at me that I hadn't ever thought about before. Why did the AI program controlling The Matrix claim that 1999 was the peak of human civilization?
The Matrix was redesigned to this, the peak of your civilization.
In the movie, 1999 was the point when humans had just enough material benefits to strive for and just enough misery to keep them occupied that they didn't question their reality. Well, when I looked at our own reality, I realized that he was kind of right. Now, no matter what examples we find, people are just going to try to explain this away. But honestly, there's just no fun in that. If we are stuck in this weird time loop, what could have caused it? Let's go into some theories. Nostradamus predicted that in the 7th month of 1999, a great king of terror would descend on the world. Nostradamus said a lot of things, and I'm not really sure I buy the world ending is what he meant by that. But what is weird is that in late June of 1999, the comet Hale-Bopp was in the sky. Some theories suggest that the comet really hit the Earth back then. But if that were the case, why are we all still here? It would have been devastating to the point of destroying all of civilization. It's said that when you die, your brain lives on for 7 minutes, replaying your memories or living out new ones in a dreamlike state. And in dreams, as we know, time moves differently from when we're awake. Many people who have had near-death experiences have explained what it's like to have their life flash before their eyes. So what if we're living in the interdimensional spaces of our brains after we've already died? 7 minutes could feel like an eternity. According to The Matrix, the world ended in 1999. AI took us over and the sky was scorched. Believe it or not, some people really believe that we're living in an artificial projection and that AI really did take us over, which, looking at the fashion industry right now, that could be true. The holographic universe theory states that our three-dimensional universe is a two-dimensional projection on a cosmic scale. Basically, we're living in a massive cosmic hologram, and everything we perceive as being 3D is really just an illusion. What's weird is that there might be some truth to this. Now, every planet gives off a frequency, a vibration, and a sound. We know there are connections between objects in the cosmos, and that it gives our reality stability, like the push and pull between particles. That's not weird. But what if those elements of our solar system actually operate like transmission towers that keep our reality the way it is, like projection points in a matrix? If we're talking about being stuck in a matrix time warp, we can go even further. Some believe Saturn is giving off these frequencies that are being transmitted to objects like the moon and the Earth, and that creates some type of projection. Well, in mythology, Saturn is the god of time, and another name for Kronos. Maybe time really is different now.
Down, I promise.
The scientist Stephen Hawking once warned that when we find the God particle, it could one day be responsible for the destruction of the entire universe. Hawking was not the only scientist who thought so. Their theory was that the Higgs boson is the precise mass needed to keep the universe on the brink of instability. But its delicate state will eventually collapse, leaving the universe unstable. In fact, if this God particle were real, it could usher in a quantum doomsday. On July 4th, 2012, the God particle, also known as the Higgs boson, was found. What if the discovery of this particle indeed destroyed the universe as we know it, or at the very least changed it? Did you know that the most advanced calendar of the ancient world was the Maya calendar? This calendar only recorded up until December 21st, 2012, the year the God particle was found. What if? Well, it doesn't seem like the world ended in 2012, or did it? Because something strange is definitely going on. In 2013, Nelson Mandela died, but a bizarrely huge number of people remember him dying years earlier in the 90s. I'm one of those people. On December 5th, 2013, I was designing the front page of a newspaper in New York City where I used to work. As I laid it out, I remembered leaning over to an editor and saying, "Didn't this guy die already?" Now, if it were just one event, you could easily write it off as people not remembering what happened. But this was the first of so many glitches in the Matrix. I'll list a few here.
Deja vu.
In the movie Snow White, evil stepmother gazes into the mirror. Remember what she says? Mirror, mirror on the wall, right? Nope, now it's magic mirror on the wall. Literally, no one remembers magic mirror. Then Sinbad was never in a movie that everyone, including me, remembers coming out in the 90s called Shazam. Shaq was even in a knockoff remake called Kazam. Shazam doesn't exist, but Kazam still does. No one can figure it out. Ed McMahon never worked for Publishers Clearinghouse and gave people giant checks. There's even footage of Johnny Carson talking about Ed doing this, but it officially never happened, and he never worked there. I can't figure that out either. I remember my entire childhood seeing that guy holding up checks in commercials all the time between my cartoons.
Yeah,
C-3PO now has a silver leg in the Star Wars movie. The weird part, my action figure when I was a kid didn't have that, and no one can remember this in the movie. But when you go back and check the old VHS tapes and laser discs, the silver leg is indeed there. These mysterious examples have led people to speculate that something really did happen in 2012 and living in a different timeline. Why the universe would choose something so close but with these minor differences in details, I can't answer. But instead of it being evidence the world ended and we're stuck in a time warp, perhaps it's evidence we were saved. And this was as close as we could get to the original timeline. One final theory on why we've been living in weirdness for the last 25 years, where everything seems to be staying the same, could be that technology is collapsing time. Now, follow me on this one. The theory is that as technology develops, the speed of advancements also increases until eventually it advances at such an exponential rate that the speed becomes infinite, like an infinite loop. Now, Moore's law is one similar example because starting in the 60s, the number of components in integrated circuits were doubling every year. Moore predicted that if the pattern continued, the rate of growth of these semiconductors would become enormous, which it did as the semiconductor industry took this as a challenge. With artificial intelligence being created now and man really merging more and more with machine, this exponential improvement rate of tech has already started. Maybe that's why everything seems the same. Everyone is becoming one.
Me too.
In The Matrix Reloaded, our hero Neo meets the highly specialized AI program that created the Matrix itself. This
Before we get completely flagged, I might want to can some of that. Just let that play for a bit. And I don't know that guy, so he might flag me. And I apologize, but I thought it was interesting and it was a good
No, it is. It's a good theory.
Because, like, it's weirdly enough, that's not the first time I heard that. So there's also the same theory that something happened in the 80s as well. That's why, for some reason, even kids today love that music, love those movies, because it brings everybody home for some reason. Like, something about the 80s feels good to everybody.
Oh, that would be the cocaine.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love 80s music.
Exactly.
I wonder if he was thinking about Nelson Mandela as far as him here, and he died years before that. I wonder if he's thinking about when Mandela was in prison.
Yeah, he's supposed to have died.
Mandela was in prison too.
Yeah.
That might be what he was thinking.
I'm one of those people. I remember growing up as a kid, hearing my grandparents talk about him dying, and then seeing clips of his funeral. Like, I remember these things.
Really? Because I know his mother died and his kid.
He was in jail first, and then he died in jail. Like, that's what I remember.
Huh.
So when even when he died a few years ago, I was like, wait, I did the same thing. I was like, didn't he already die?
Yeah, because I know his mother died, his son died, and he wasn't allowed to go to the funerals because of the fact that he was in prison.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I didn't know about the Mirror. Yeah. I've never really watched it, so I couldn't tell you about
No, I remember it being Mirror on the Wall. Who was the fairest on the wall?
I do too.
Do you think this is just the way our brains remember things and that we're actually quite stupid?
No,
as a
I
species?
distinctly remember her saying Mirror. I even distinctly remember the Monopoly, the guy having a monocle.
It's like when you get somebody to describe somebody they've just seen, and then 9 times out of 10 they will get something like majorly wrong with what they said. They saw.
Berenstain Bears.
Or you've got Pikachu with a black end tail.
See, I never.
Yeah.
He's never had a black end tail.
I remember that though. But
SpaghettiOs and meatballs being good.
But I mean, since I was a child.
Yeah,
but I mean, if this was the best choice for us to merge into, I want a do-over. I didn't choose this. I did not choose this pathway for us. Like, I want a do-over. This is fucked up.
Yeah, I do think though, like the distinction between decades. I think it's because everything's been done. Like that time after the war, up to the 2000s, they literally did everything, and it's got to the point where, like, especially movies, it's so hard now to think of something that hasn't been done. It's all been done. Music, all the music's really been done. It's like we are at a point now, I think, where we've run out of, because there's so many people that are creating stuff like constantly, millions. We've run out of stuff to create.
We're reliving the different eras through fashion. So we are wearing a lot of things now that we used to wear back in the
things always come around. Like hey, Maddie. Yeah, because I think even you, Mummy, I bet you've seen fashions come back from when you were a child and stuff. And...
Oh yeah, like oh my God, I want some bell-bottom pants.
Yeah.
I always wore bell-bottoms because I hated wearing shoes and socks. So if you wanted to go to a restaurant or something, you wear a pair of bell-bottoms. You can't see your damn feet, so you can't stop me. I love my bell-bottoms. Or even mini skirts and stuff. I miss that shit. You know.
Yeah. Bring it back, Sheila. Goddamn.
Hot pants.
Hell yeah, hot pants. Yeah, I thought that if this is like the last 7 minutes before we die, like this fucking sucks. Because why am I working? I feel like flying and stuff like that. Like, why am I going to work?
I think the only fashion I wouldn't bring back would be tube tops.
Tube tops.
They were the worst things ever.
Yeah.
Tube tops is a fashion right now. There are a lot of the young girls.
I bet you would do the other one too, Marty.
I bet you.
And actually, the era at the moment with fashion is girls are now not wearing bras.
Yeah,
that's now a thing.
That's a big thing.
That never used to be a thing, but it's a massive thing now.
I know when I was
not wearing bras.
I had a tube top on, and I had a jacket on because it was raining outside, and I had to go from the store, which is about 5 houses up from down from my house. So I ran from the store home. And then I ran back down the store and I threw my jacket off. My tube top was around my waist.
Oh, no.
I was hanging out for everybody. It was like,
shit.
I was so embarrassed. It was like, oh my God.
Poor mama.
And it was my best friend's parents who owned the store. So, of course, her father's there in the store and her uncle. And I'm like, oh, shit. That was it. I threw them out. I was done. Again, it was awful.
I can only imagine that sucks.
But I liked some of the older stuff, like in the 50s. You had poodle skirts. I think they're cool as hell. I always liked the poodle skirts. Saddle shoes.
Yeah.
So I do miss.
I don't agree with Groovy there. Right, my area, my rack are actually very nice and actually.
Free the titties.
The bra is needed. I'm just going to put that out there. The bra is needed because actually your boobs sag.
Look at mine.
Look at mine. Just putting that out there.
Thanks for sharing.
Anytime, Marty.
I've never heard
the image is staying in his mind now.
I don't know how to respond to that just yet. I'm still waiting for that one.
I'm going on natural. Fuck yeah.
I always do. I just let the girls dangle.
I let the girls dangle. I'm like, what's up, bitch? You don't like it, don't look.
The thing is, the women that are well endowed, that hurts when you let them dangle. Your back kills you and everything.
Yeah. Oh, that's why my back hurts all the time. It's not
that's what it is.
Hereditarily, it's my
titties. Too confident and too saggy.
Yeah.
But it is. It's very painful.
Right now, I see him staring off into space. He's like, yeah.
I'm really glad we went on a really good ride before we went to titties. I'm proud of us. We stayed on topic for a little bit.
Well, boobs have changed over the years. They used to look like torpedoes in the 50s, like bras have changed.
Hair has changed over the years, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, the 80s too with Madonna. She wore her little plain bra.
No, it really isn't.
I think he's just trying to get on to free the titties.
I don't think it
is. I love the. I did love the 90s. Like, think about growing up. 90s is so good. Like, as a child.
90s,
because we're just in that era of like just getting enough technology that it made your lives better, like being able to text and stuff. But then just before it went a little bit too far, like over the edge. You know what I mean? It was good. It was the good time.
Oh, here we go.
Oh shit!
Here we go.
Oh, I'm doing it now. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. With bras, it actually does cut off circulation to the areola and the undermeat. I'm just saying that over time, bras cause sagging. I'm just saying. I'm not saying you shouldn't wear a bra. I'm saying.
No. If a girl's got big tatas,
okay, let me pull the study up. Let me pull the actual study up, the science.
We're actually going to go this far with saggy titties.
Why do you think a girl takes it off as soon as she gets home? To help the circulation.
Yeah. So you're agreeing that there's a circulation problem?
No, but there's not though.
I can imagine it is though, because
my boobs have not sagged because I wear a bra. If you don't wear a bra,
not just that, but you haven't had children yet either.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Children are going to destroy your body.
But Marty, what the fuck is happening?
You know what, Marty? I don't know. I'm going to let it run. If there's any girl in the chat and you want to chime in.
Okay, here's the question.
Everyone's got to say.
Do bras cause breast sagging? Is it true that wearing a bra will cause a woman's breast to sag? This is a study done and released August 3rd, 2017. No, that's not necessarily true, but the idea could be persistent misapprehension, probably arising from wide publicity given the pronouncement in 2013 by a professor with a small French university, whose field in sports medicine claimed to have spent 15 years on a study of anatomy of more than 300 women before reaching a preliminary conclusion. The preliminary conclusion cites that bras do make breasts sag. In the radio interview, he maintained that wearing a bra weakens muscles that hold up the breast. Is true. Ruin's work has not been published in America, but it is out there. You can find it itself. The truth of the matter is that over time, women's breasts will sag. These effects stem from gravity, but causing circulation to be cut off from the breast for long periods of time can cause sagging of the skin tissue and the muscles underneath. So yes, bras cause boobs sag. Have a good day. Just prove my point. Bye.
There was only he only studied 300 people.
Wait a minute. That was
300 women ain't a very good study.
That was done by a man.
I think we need to go, JJ.
It was done by a man.
I threw my hands up already.
But he only.
Who's to say that man didn't want women to basically not wear bras because he's a freaking pervert? Just putting that out there.
Well, not just that, but
not
I mean,
all of us are perverts.
You talk about 300 women.
Well,
it just goes.
Most of us are.
It goes to show though that it's done by a man.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do something like that, you need to do it with more than 300 women.
Exactly.
It's not a lot.
No, it's really not.
There's a lot more tatas out there than that.
Hang on, I'm not finished. If you've got a woman right with really big breasts, okay, her boobs are going to sag over time. Doesn't matter whether you wear a bra or not.
Correct.
I'm not finished.
Yes, I think so.
No, fine. I'll just
I think the little point is being a little bit blown out.
Yes.
Of a push.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Tom, get off me.
This is like women with big. That's why women with really big titties usually wind up going and getting a breast reduction.
Yeah.
And it's good for their back.
It's like when you got big balls and all your balls sag, don't they? You're touching cloth.
Your balls are going to shrink. I'm sorry.
They shrink, did you say?
You got shrinkage.
A shrinkage?
Balls shrink.
I hope they fucking don't. Not yet. Jesus, we're not a child yet.
I'm not on all guys. I worked in a nursing.
I'm only 31.
I worked so hard on this show. I really did. I put work in. I looked up research. I actually tried.
Not
that I'm complaining.
We're going way sideways here, JJ.
That's what happens on this show every time we do it. Like, it starts off well and then we get sidetracked, but that's part of why I do random nonsense, is to get sidetracked.
Well, so it depends, Groovy. Sometimes yes, sometimes they do elongate.
I think if you're cutting off circulation to anything, I think you've got a problem. Whether it be boobs or balls or whatever.
Correct.
You shouldn't be cutting the circulation off regardless.
No, because if you cut the circulation off, on the balls are going to fall off.
Yeah. Yeah, poor old George.
Joey could attest to that.
Yeah. Oh, the poor guy. Why is it always those men that have to have these problems? No, you just get elastic band and gone. See you later. He was doing it to sheep, wasn't he, on Clarkson's farm? And it is like a miniature freaking elastic band. That's it. Gone. Oh my god.
That's good job, Cindy.
He does pretty much. Amy owns my balls. What do you do?
How do you know your balls?
Oh, thanks.
No, Marty, we can talk about whatever we want. This is a free show. If we want to talk about boobs and balls, Marty, we're talking about boobs and balls.
Oh, Marty.
What's the matter, Marty?
You're not going to ball that side.
No, I'm good.
But yeah, anyway, back to the theory.
So does that mean boobs have changed from the 70s to 2025? Is that a thing?
No.
Okay, just check it. I thought I'd throw it out there.
I don't know. Reduction surgery probably has, however.
Yeah. I do think that's probably a good thing. I do think that women are realizing that just because they get all these implants, it's not like,
hey guys, what I miss.
Like,
implants are dangerous. At least, but when you're dead, that's all they're ever going to find if they dig you up.
Yeah, exactly. All this plastic.
Yeah, they're going to find all these silicone bags in your casket.
I wonder what happens though. You know, like, to get people get cremated. When they explode, like,
I think they probably cut them out. I would imagine they'd
resell
them.
Oh, I could imagine that actually.
Just clean them off, a little spit and polish, fucking resell them to other flat chested chicks.
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
I can see that. That's gross, but I could see that.
I couldn't.
Anyway, so 1999 was a weird time, wasn't it?
It was wild, man. I remember. I remember I was living in Albany at the time, and like me, my roommate's sisters, and my girlfriend were all over for the ball drop. And it was, you'd be hearing for like weeks up until this time that, everything's going to shut down. Everything's going to stop. Planes are going to fall from the sky. Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. And the ball dropped and fuck all happened. It was like, well, that was about as anticlimactic as most of the sex that I have. So
she didn't really happen until like a year and 9 months later.
Yeah. What happened then?
I don't know. Some dude with some airplanes, some buildings.
Some dude with airplanes.
Not ringing a bell.
That's good then.
9/11.
Now, like, Americans take the piss out of that so much more than anybody else.
Yeah,
the thing.
No, I was making Kobe jokes the day he died. 9/11. That took me a while before I was like years because I have friends whose parents were firefighters in 9/11.
Oh, okay.
I died.
They call it the 10-year thing or something. You're supposed to wait 10 years before you make jokes.
And it was so. I don't know, man.
So wait, so you're saying if the world didn't end in 1999, Al Gore might have actually won the election and not Bush?
Sure.
Because if that's the timeline we jumped into, then we jumped into the Bush timeline.
Yeah, we're jumping into that Bush.
Man, why'd the ball have to
turn that sucker?
Well, yeah, it was funny. It was nothing.
It's like every New Year, though. Like, I love New Year now, but it is such an anticlimax. As soon as after midnight, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
And I'm back to work.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. Like, well, I guess I'm working.
Yep.
Like, we're expecting something crazy to happen, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I was still a kid then. I was still in school. 1999, I was starting. No, I was in 7th grade at the time.
I was 20, about to be 21.
You old.
I'm old.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I'm old, I know, right? I look like 20, 25 tops.
28 and a quarter.
28 and a quarter. You're all right. That's why you're my best friend. Seriously. Yeah, no. And then 2012, I remember when that was going to happen. I was actually working that day in 2012. And I was waiting for it, and it sucked because, ironically, I was working at a deli making sandwiches, and I was like, I'm going to fucking die a sub jockey. I was like, I'm going to die, and I'm going to die a sub jockey. I was like, this fucking sucks. And again, nothing happened. Or maybe it did, and now that's why I'm just a sub jockey somewhere else now.
Maybe.
Fuck. Muppet. God damn it.
But if we all did die, then wouldn't we stop aging?
But what if we? So what if we died, but we still our conscience rolled into another version of ourselves that was close enough where we blended together? That's why we each remember things differently from a different time, because now we're blended with a different version of ourselves that was the closest version to that current self we were in at that point in time. Wow, time travel is fun.
That's what's funny is my mustache came
Our
along.
kids aged, however.
It was only a few years after 2012. I think it was like 2015.
You started doing the stash?
Yeah, 2015. I started doing the mustache.
Wait, so every version of me has a stutter?
Yeah.
The fuck?
I'm sorry. Well, you're a stammer now. You're not a stutter.
Fuck.
I'm sorry, Bubba.
I just thought about that.
That theory, though, doesn't it? That all time exists at the same time.
That off. That'd be weird.
That there isn't time. This brings it back to that theory. There is no time. So
everything just happens at the exact same time.
Everything already exists. Already, the future, the past, everything exists now. But we just perceive time. But time doesn't actually exist. And that's when you go into some real deep hole.
Yeah. That would make it
really
weirdly even weirder.
Yeah. It's a good it's a really good theory that time doesn't actually exist.
I mean, the concept of time is years, days, minutes, that's all man-made construct.
All man-made. Yeah.
Just like the I don't know, it wouldn't be really the chronicling of time. I think it would be like the breakdown of time of like
that makes sense.
Increment. The incremental.
We only really know days because the sun rises, sun sets, sun rises, sun sets.
Mm-hmm.
If you had no concept of that being a new day, technically,
like, holy fuck, what's happening to the sun? It's going down and we're gonna all die.
Yeah, technically your whole life is just one day.
You're like,
one day. It's just
all right, cool.
A life. Not even a life. It's so weird.
I agree with that. I agree a lot with that on a lot of stuff. The brain perception deal. It's one of those things where like you see yourself in the mirror every day, but it's not the same way as other people see you. And like when you hear yourself, that's not how you sound. You know what I mean? Because like you hear your voice all the time, and because of the bones in your head, like you sound different than you do to other people,
which makes sense.
So yeah, I think reality. That's all reality is perception. And I think that it's the common agreement on what is real and what is not. There's a lot of movies and things that touch on that fact that reality is consensus.
Kerry speaks to spirits and talk and sees spirits, but we don't. So we don't see it as reality, but she sees it as reality.
This is true.
Yeah.
Maybe some of us are still connected to those parts that the rest of us aren't connected to anymore.
I'm trying to figure out Mama's shirt. Is that like you killed somebody? That's why the problem's solved?
Yes, I got blood on my shirt. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. I love that shirt.
That works.
That's all. Sorry.
I agree with that.
That's true. That's true. Well, that's everything else. Art is nothing but it's subjective. It's like a lot of other things. Art is very subjective.
Yeah.
I think objectively it's going to be a great film. Subjectively,
I think it'll be great.
It's going to kick ass.
Yeah, you certainly put a lot of work into it. It's going to be good. You wouldn't put that much kind of effort into something that's not going to be good.
Until I can't stutter at one point in the movie.
Oh no, Travis will get the stammer out of you. He'll get it out of you.
Wouldn't it be best to leave that in though, because then that makes it unique to your character.
Well, that's what they want to do, but I have this big feeling that because I want to do so well, I'm not going to be able to do it. Like I'm going to try to get it out correctly, and it's not going to be the way that he wants it, and then I'm going to end up in tears, and I'll be like, "I'll stutter, okay, leave me alone."
I suppose if you're trying to get an important line out, and you have to say it quickly or something, it takes forever.
Right?
Yeah, I suppose.
Wow. Hi, Cindy.
Is that Nikki saying shit cracker?
Yep. She's got a shit cracker. She isn't eating it, so I don't know what to say.
That's brilliant. Who taught her that?
My husband.
That's very good.
Okay, sweetie. Yeah, so I think we're all still alive.
You don't
I
think
hope
we're
so.
in the Matrix?
I feel like I'm
I
so
actually kind of do think we're in the Matrix, but I mean, as far as we know, we're still alive. So
You
I,
have
mean,
a
there's a
theory.
lot of things. I always joked and with Tui years ago because I've kind of had this, my dream theory, which I've let everybody, or probably sick of hearing about, but I always told Tui that like when you go on a road trip, right? Like somewhere you drive somewhere, the drive is the loading time until the next level. It's the loading screen for the next level. So it's just like it's loading all the stuff together.
So it's basically loading everything in around you as you're going.
Yeah, and everything around. Yeah. And it's like it's the loading screen before the game begins, or you get to the next place and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Hell yeah, that's healthy. Especially after 6.5 hours of meeting today. I'm surprised it's just your trees you're stabbing.
Seriously.
It's a good job nobody lives near Jimmy because they might get a little bit worried.
No,
he's got like 10 acres.
Yeah, he just up there by himself.
That's a lot of land. That's a lot of land.
There's somebody driving past sees him stabbing trees. They're going to be like,
probably
maybe
not.
I should call somebody. Just maybe.
I just turned
Jimmy
back the other way.
Like, oh, that's just Jimmy again.
And he's got his hair in his face, giving him the look. Yep.
I'm stabbing this tree with my knife. Okay.
You actually have to be loaded.
Yeah, I can't believe we're gonna be there in like 35 days.
Yeah.
Tom, I need to hear again.
Tell me theory.
Tom.
Tell me theory.
Oh, I wonder.
I've got a theory.
Amy has a theory of
No,
what
I
while we're
haven't
here.
got a theory.
If you do.
No,
Okay.
Yeah, shoot, Amy, of course.
I don't have a theory. Please don't.
Oh,
I don't have a theory.
yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
They've heard my theory before. They want to
I want to
hear
hear
it.
it again.
You can still do it again. I probably don't remember, so it'll be new to me because my brain works that way.
Because it would have said that.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what it is.
Aliens put us here, but everyone's heard that theory.
Yeah, Amy thinks that we were put here by aliens, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably not a bad shout.
I've always wondered if we were just an experiment of theirs, and then we turned out not the way they wanted us to be. So they found like a small little blue ball. They're like, "Here are my children. Go play. Go kill yourselves. Go. Just leave us alone. We made the wrong experiments. Go. And just let us go."
What accent was that? Where are you from? I like that.
Indonesia.
I like it. All right. Hey, I can't.
It's
call
a good
that
theory
one.
though, because I mean, if we look at like all the Egyptian stuff and all that, like none of it makes sense for us. Like
That's true.
From what, especially that new stuff that's come out, that is a lot bigger than what we thought. Like, how can we not figure out if we're meant to be thousands of years advanced? We can't figure out.
Well, I haven't read it yet. I saved it to my phone. I guess still gotta read it, but my phone popped up with this new theory that scientists say that we are living in the center of a black hole. Like, so our whole universe is in the center of a black hole around it, and it's slowly pulling itself through.
I sent to the group chat if you want to show it, the video that Jimmy sent of his yard the other day. And I say yard. So if you guys want to see,
Jimmy says he can't hear anything. Jimmy says he can't hear anything.
We will be shooting the movie. I think JJ is going to bring it up in a second shot.
Wait, group chat.
Paranormal?
They're not there.
What?
I got Sam. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let's see if we can get this to load.
All right.
Nope. There it goes.
We went to Tom and Amy's.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I found it. I just gotta bring it up now.
Yeah, we had something come through here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got it now.
Here we go.
Here we go. So this is where we will be filming the movie.
This is Jimmy's yard.
Oh shit.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's real nice. What if we listen to that?
That'd be amazing, right?
That's his backyard.
That's fucking nuts. So we have no space like that. Like all you see is just houses. That's crazy.
It's really nice though.
Yeah, that is nice.
And then look, and a horse.
You got horses. Neck. Isn't that like you, Mama? Though, aren't you? You got a shit ton of.
We've got 3 acres of land.
That's still shit tons. Like
I just don't have any horses. I got coyotes and fisher cats and bobcats and stuff.
Fisher cats are nasty.
Yeah, they are.
that's crazy.
They're cute as hell, but yeah, they're nasty.
Oh, they're mean as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking nuts. I wish we listened to that.
So that's where we're going in next month.
We've got a bit of that out of the front, I suppose, but it's nothing. We don't own it. It's a field, it's farmer's field.
It'd be nice to have that plan, just be able to be like, I'm left alone. Nobody comes here unless I tell them they're allowed to.
I would pee outside all the time.
Wow, really? That's where you go with them?
Yeah. What are you kidding me? I take a while the sun is rising, they're setting over the mountains and the little mist there. Dude, it's the best. I'd be like, oh, this is the best.
That would be quite cool.
There's no lights at night out here. It's just that you can see your hand, and you can't see your hand in front of your face. It's a beautiful thing.
It's
stars and darkness.
I love the dark.
There's the stars as well. I bet Jimmy sees a shit ton of stars where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
I pissed right off Jimmy's porch many a time. See, and I look forward to my outside pissing there.
Big snake.
And that's why we're not outside anymore.
A big snake out there the other. See,
we get the big water snakes up here.
Yeah.
I don't want the wildlife. I can do without. And like Steve and Travis and Jimmy have all been scaring me with the wildlife. So now not only am I terrified of flying in general, but I'm terrified of what kind of outside things there will be. Poisonous spiders, giant snakes, mosquitoes the size of my face, ticks the size of my balls.
Just don't go in the deep grass.
I'll be back in a second, you guys.
No worries, Mom.
And
tornadoes like to roll through as well. So
Jimmy gets tornadoes where he is. Giant chickens.
7 foot long.
Let me guess, you killed it, Jimmy. I'm assuming you did.
Oh, I would assume that's probably exactly what
they caught a fucking didn't they catch a bobcat on your property, dude, or like a fucking mountain lion or some shit?
Yeah, they caught something. Remember, because it was in a
truck. I was like, that's a big kitty. Why is it on your yard?
So don't go out after dark. Is that is that the rule?
I don't know. There's rules, aren't there?
I mean, there are always rules in the Matrix.
That's true.
I just really hope that it's not like in the movie and there's a bunch of like black tubes all stuck to me and I'm stuck in a tube.
Yeah, I don't care. Whatever. I for one, hail our new glorious AI leaders. I welcome them with open arms.
Oh yeah, I suppose if this is all AI and we don't know that it's a shithole, then I suppose it's not a bad thing. What you don't know won't hurt you.
Right.
My balls.
I suppose it's not a bad thing.
Well, we are almost out of time. We got about 5 minutes or 6 minutes left. If Amy's up to it, you want to do your tarot readings? If not, it's fine. Yeah. We'll just keep having a bullshit session. But if we're going to give you the option, being it's the mix of both of our shows.
I think you need to do the tarot.
I haven't got my cards.
Oh, I'll find them. Where are they?
All right, no worries. What?
Hey!
Sit.
Mind your business.
I'm sorry. I yelled.
I hate He Loves You More Than Me and he's my dog.
What, did I tell you guys what happened to Josh?
No.
Okay, so before Amy comes back, I should have already said about this at the beginning of the show. So we nearly lost George. Like
no,
3 or 4
I gotta
days.
go, guys.
Okay,
I got somebody to come in to buy some hide bodies, so I got to help my husband get them out of the barn.
Okay, Mama. No worries, Mama.
All right, have a great weekend. See you next week.
See you later, Mama.
All right, bye.
We didn't tell him about George.
Oh yeah.
So and George nearly got put down the other day. So long story short, he can't walk very far and all that because he gets out of breath. So I have to pick him up. So I'm walking both of them. I'm coming home and he wouldn't move. So I go to pick him up and I pick him up with one hand while I'm holding Daisy. Daisy pulls me. He jumps out my hand and lands on his side.
Ooh.
And then I'm like, shit.
Smacked his eye.
Smacked his head and everything. So I picked him up and stood him up, but he just collapsed on it. He couldn't use his back legs at all. Like he was like in a fucking state. So I pick him up again. His legs were like twitching and shit. So I fucking run home with him. Brought him in here, didn't we? And then we're like, I couldn't.
Told you to stop panicking.
Yeah, I was like, look, we got to find a vet like now because he can't. Every time I went to stand up on his legs, he just collapsed every single time. Yeah, so we put him in the back room for what, about half hour? Something like that. And he slowly managed to eventually get back up and stuff. And
his eye was pretty red though.
His eye was all red and bloodshot. And
so I think he got concussion.
But yeah, luckily now he's fine. He can walk fine. He runs around and stuff. Well, he kind of walks fast. But yeah, it was like it went from a walk to shit. We're gonna lose him. So yeah, I forgot. Sorry, I forgot. I was meant to tell you guys about that. It was on Sunday. I thought I'd like broke his back or something, or the way he just all of a sudden lost all.
Oh, I'm glad he's all right. That's my boy.
Yeah, but he's here. He's good. He's fine. He's under us sleeping now, but he's now banned from any stairs, any jumping, anything like that. Walks, everything. It was tough. Like, luckily we didn't have to take him, but yeah, we nearly lost him, the poor boy. But he's still here for now. But yeah, sorry to bring the mood down. Amy's going to do a tarot readings now to bring it back up again.
Would anybody like one?
But I've got tarot or oracle.
Tarot or oracle?
I'll take a tarot. A general would be fine. Please and thank you.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm selfish. I love these things.
I'm gonna start getting Amy on TikTok. She's getting good at this shit.
I know she is.
I could be like Dave, and Amy could be Kerry. And
that's right.
You could be, but you like to put your foot in your mouth, and it will get you slapped on a lot of lives.
Yeah,
you've got to learn to control the foot in your mouth.
That is true. Oh, you got a card.
I'm sure I did.
Do you want to show it, or do you find it first?
Let me just find it first.
Georgie, no going anywhere. Georgie can say hi.
Yay!
And the wasp is super aggressive.
Seeing as you nearly got put down.
Oh, no.
Oh, you just farted.
Oh, little fat man.
Hi, Georgie. My ninja.
So yeah, is this eye? It was all bloody red. But yeah, he's fine now, bless him. Little fat boy. Oh. I think it's because he's so chunky that he bounced. Yeah, bless him. You done? Or do you go again?
Just give me more.
Okay.
Yeah, by the way, Amy, your reading came true. We found our Delilah.
Did you?
Yeah.
See? I told you you're freaking good at this shit. Other than that, I want to bless with. Alligators, snakes, bears, mountain lions, coyotes, and spiders. We've got rabbits and foxes. That's about our limit of wildlife here.
Because you guys killed everything back in the day.
Then first, I did see a deer and a fawn the other day, which is very rare. Okay. Yeah, that is really rare around here. Yeah, that's
I'll
about it.
listen to Jimmy. He knows a lot of people. He was gonna get a Delilah.
That is crazy that came true.
Is it, or is it not surprising?
I'd say not surprising.
Amy's pretty fucking right on. Always has been.
Oh, you got 3.
Oh God. I mean, oh good.
Bum bum bum.
I'm interested.
Anybody in chat want a reading from Amy? Tarot or oracle cards before we go?
If not, I'd be super selfish and I'll get one.
Hell yeah.
I do apologize. You can hear George.
He's fine. Between Mama's bird and her dog and Jackson, there's always some kind of animal noise in the background.
That is true.
Okay.
You good? Which one do you want to show first?
That one.
So, number 1 for Mr. Hift.
3 of Pentacles.
Okay.
Is collaboration and learning. Your direction is clear and you are secure enough in your beliefs to take advice and criticism from others. And outside of you can lead to new ideas. Something that you're wanting probably to start up, and that you've been taking on some advice from someone, possibly, that you hold quite dear to you.
That one's you, Thomas.
Okay, yeah, I would have.
Okay. 6 of Wands is victory. You have fought your way up. Yeah, no, it's positive. You have fought your way up, and now it's time to be recognised for all your hard work. The red flag is a symbol of your personal pride to your accomplishments. Something that you wanted to accomplish, you've managed to accomplish from the advice that you were given, or you feel like you're currently on the right path.
Yeah, no, you're fucking spot on so far. What else you got?
Bird has master navigation, and so have you. Okay, yeah. And then the other one is Page of Wands.
That one's cool as fuck.
Which is to do with imagination, exploration, spontaneity, path of change. Freedom and creativity flourishes. Make the most of what you find around you. Create a world of your own from the pieces you find. Almost as if you're trying to have a new creative pursuit, possibly, as
You're
well.
Not wrong. You're not wrong. Or actually, it's kind of revisiting one, but yeah, you are spot on all of these.
It's basically saying do it. It's
okay. Yeah, you and a lot of people. So okay, that's fucking. There we
go.
It's going to bring value back to you and almost like energize yourself, like bring life back to you, sort of thing.
You are
fucking. You've been feeling a little bit down, probably.
You have no idea how right on you are. Like you have no idea how right on you are. I'll tell you after the show. No, I don't want to let her know because that was very good.
Mr. Oji-san, I have got you a demon card. I think you've had this before. It's like a devil with like snakes surrounding him. I'm sure you've had him before. I will send you a picture. I seem to be always getting the same ones with you. I don't know why. There's got to be a reason for this. Yeah, I'll send you the picture and let me know if you. Because usually you're drawing one that's very similar. I'll send you a picture of it.
He's been doing a lot lately.
Yeah, I've seen him on his thing. It's freaking crazy.
Anyone else?
I'll take your name.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. No worries.
Just a general.
I got something in my head.
Okay.
Keep it in your head. Keep it in your head. There you go, Jimmy. Send over for you, bro.
pretty card. I've never had this card before.
Ooh, fancy.
It's the moon. So this one's the moon. You have to give me 2 seconds. I'm just trying to find it.
No worries.
I've never had it before. Apparently, I can't find it.
No. It's the moon. It should be at the beginning, shouldn't it?
Yeah, so I'm looking now.
Oh, I asked a hard question.
Never had this card before, so should be interesting. Oh, here we go. Got it.
Nice.
Okay, so this one's more of a think about yourself at the moment.
Okay.
It's basically around fear and anxiety.
Okay.
It says your worries are becoming overwhelming, your fears are casting a shadow over your thoughts and magnifying your anxieties. The raven is a symbol for the mysteries of the universe. There is wisdom in the darkness. The answers are inside you. Look through the murky clouds of your unconscious mind and dig out what is holding you back. Confidence is to face the choices you have before you. Don't be afraid to look into your side. Tap into your intuition. So you've almost the choices are there, like already in front of you, of what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But you're kind of second guessing yourself with what you want to do.
Okay.
This card is basically saying that you will come to a decision about obviously your question that you've got. To trust yourself with the choice that you're going to make.
Okay. That actually fits kind of well with what's been bouncing around in my brain. So yeah.
There you go.
Did it fit the question? Sorry.
Yeah. It really did. It really did. Because I've been bouncing around something in my head and I just haven't really discussed it anywhere else other than myself. But it makes a lot of sense, actually.
It's basically, well, it's not asking you to actually talk to people about it. It's saying that you need to come up with it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because the answer is that the choices that are in front of you are the only choices that you've got, and that you're obviously going to have to use your own intuition to make that choice.
Okay, I get that.
Because if you don't, you're almost letting your like fear, anxiety around it kind of rule you a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Okay.
You're getting too good at these.
You guys are fucking awesome, man.
Amy's amazing.
Yeah.
Tom's not so bad. Look, come on, give Tom.
If he wore the dress more, he'd get more points.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But on that note, we are out of time, and we will see you guys back here next week on Tom and Amy's channel doing whatever Tom decides to do at last minute.
I've got some good ideas in the pipeline. I've got some good ones.
All right, nice. And then we'll be back here Thursday for another fun, and I have no idea what episode. I have to reach out to Haley because she wants to be on next week, figure out what she wants to talk about, episode of Random Nonsense. Other than that, everybody have a great night. Keep the faith, be kind to people because you don't know what's going on in their life, and your kindness just might change their day. So just be nice people.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. We love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. And thank you for Tom and Amy for coming on and your wonderful talents.
Always. Love you guys.
Right, on that note, anybody else got anything to add?
Stay spooky.
So spooky.
Bye. Love you guys.